Hello and welcome to Defense Dynamics. This is India's leading show on defense and strategic affairs, and I'm your host Danveer Singh from New Delhi. This week has been very interesting in the region. Pakistan has been visibly rattled by India's assertive stance, coming from Air Chief's confident address to Defense Minister's stern warning, followed by the Army Chief's strong message on cross-border terrorism. Even the External Affairs Minister of India reminded the world that Pakistan continues to occupy some portion of Kashmir, which is actually the integral part of India, known as the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Well, in this episode, let's decode what this coordinated signaling actually means and why is Islamabad so nervous again. And also in the show, what did India's Air Chief say about the 5th generation AMCA and other foreign options? And also, why is India interested in AK-630 air defense gun system under Mission Sudarshan Chakra? But first, the global defense headlines. India and the United Kingdom have commenced the biennial naval exercise Konkan in Western Indian Ocean. This comes days ahead of British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Mumbai visit. The drill features the UK's carrier strike group led by HMS Prince of Wales. It marks the first ever joint maritime exercise between both nations' carrier strike force aimed at enhancing combined maritime and air interoperability. Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh embarked on a 2-day visit to Australia to strengthen strategic and defense cooperation. Both nations are expected to sign 3 key pacts on intelligence sharing, maritime security, and joint defense activities. The Indian Army has initiated an emergency procurement of 6 AK-630 mobile air defense gun system from Defense PSU AWEIL. NATO has expanded its Baltic Sentry vigilance activity to counter growing unmanned aircraft threat in the Baltic region. The German frigate FGS Hamburg has been deployed to provide advanced air defense support under the mission. The move follows multiple Danish airport closures after drone sightings near restricted aerospace. The UK Royal Navy aims to achieve initial operational capability for its autonomous underwater vehicle, that is AUV system, on Astute-class submarines by year 2026-27, known as Project Scylla. The system enables launch and recovery of AUVs through standard torpedo tubes for seabed warfare and surveillance. The capability supports AUKUS Pillar 2 objectives.
कैपेबिलिटी है कि उनके हम किसी भी ठिकाने में डीप इनसाइट विद एब्सोल्युटली एक्यूरेट टारगेटिंग हम उनको उनके ठिकानों को नष्ट कर सकते हैं.
The week began with Indian Air Force Chief addressing the media ahead of Air Force Day. His calm but firm tones said it all. India's air power is combat ready, capable of delivering swift and precise responses to any provocation. The Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh was addressing an annual presser on the eve of 93rd raising of the Indian Air Force, where he told that there is no corner in Pakistan where his fighter aircrafts and missiles can't reach, no matter where they hide their terror camps. Intelligence will find them and the Air Force will destroy them. This came after a rare and a significant warning from India's Defense Minister cautioning Pakistan against any misadventure in the Sur Creek region. This is not just a coastal dispute. Sur Creek holds key implications for maritime boundaries, surveillance, and infiltration routes.
The message was clear. No front is ignored and no provocation will go unanswered. For Pakistan, this confidence was unsettling, especially since it comes amid heightening vigilance along the Western Front.
The firmness continued with the Army Chief's address to the troops. A direct message to Pakistan's military establishment, he warned that any adventurism will invite complete obliteration. Addressing troops in the forward area of Anupgarh in Rajasthan's Shri Ganganagar district, General Dwivedi reviewed operational readiness and urged soldiers to remain fully prepared for action. Quote, India is fully prepared this time and won't show the restraint we exhibited during Operation Sindoor 1.0. This time, we will take a step forward and act in a manner that will make Pakistan think whether it wants to remain on the world map or not, unquote, General Dwivedi said. This statement underscores India's doctrinal shift from strategic restraint to calibrated deterrence. As if on cue, India's External Affairs Minister reminded the world that Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is and will remain an integral part of India. The statement adds diplomatic weight to India's security posture.
It was a message both for the world and for Rawalpindi. India's red lines are non-negotiable.
As expected, Pakistan's DGISPR issued a hurried press release, attempting to downplay India's warning by reiterating its so-called readiness. But the tone betrayed unease. The statement was less about defiance and more about the damage control.
Islamabad's nervous tone reflects the pressure of mounting internal crisis and shrinking international sympathy.
The week's development reveals a larger pattern. Coordinated signaling across India's military and diplomatic hierarchy. This is deterrence through credibility. Not rhetoric, India's message is firm. Peace is desirable, but preparedness is non-negotiable. In strategic affairs, words matter, but intent matters even more. And this week, India spoke with one voice, firm, clear and confident. Pakistan may have tried to respond through press release, but the subtext is obvious. New Delhi's deterrence has found its mark. Ahead of the 93rd Air Force Day, Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh made a strong statement of confidence. India's own fifth-generation fighter, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft or AMCA, is on schedule. The first flight is expected in year 2028 and induction into the Air Force by year 2035. The Air Chief confirmed that AMCA program remains firmly on track. Developed jointly by ADA and HAL, the aircraft's first flight will take place by 2028, with formal induction into service by 2035. The Air Chief also addressed recent speculation about a potential purchase of Russia's Su-57 fighter, clarifying that any foreign acquisition would be subject to a rigorous evaluation process based strictly on the Indian Air Force's operational needs, which is based on two-pronged approach, prioritizing the development of homegrown military technology under the Atmanirbhar Bharat policy while simultaneously keeping options open for international purchases to address the current shortfall in squadron strength. He also hinted that milestones could come even earlier given the pace of development and government's commitment to indigenous technologies. India's first stealth multi-role fighter, capable of air superiority, strike and electronic warfare missions, it will feature internal weapons bay for low radar visibility, super cruise capability and advanced data fusion networks. In many ways, the aircraft is set to become the backbone of India's future combat fleet, bridging the technological gap with China's J-20 and other fifth-generation platforms. But what makes the Air Chief's confidence more than just optimism is the progress already achieved in key technology areas. Many of AMCA's core technologies have already been developed and tested on other aircrafts, drastically reducing risk. These technologies
include the Uttam ASA radar, diverter-less supersonic intakes, and advanced composites, all validated on Tejas light combat aircraft. The government, in March of 2024, sanctioned over 50,000 crore rupees for the AMCA's full-scale engineering and development phase, signaling long-term commitment to indigenous defense research and development.
While India builds its future fleet at home, the Air Chief also addressed ongoing discussions about foreign fighter acquisitions.
With older aircraft like MiG-21 being phased out, Indian Air Force is currently operating around 31 squadrons against the sanctioned strength of 42. To fulfill this gap, India is evaluating several options under the multi-role fighter aircraft or the MRFA program, including the French Rafale, American F-35 and Russian Su-57. However, the Indian Air Force Chief made it clear no deal is imminent. Any foreign acquisition, he said, will undergo a rigorous evaluation process strictly aligned with Indian Air Force's operational requirements.
So what does this mean for India's fighter roadmap? The message is clear: indigenization first, imports only if necessary.
The Air Chief's remarks reflect Indian Air Force's balanced strategy, building long-term technological autonomy through indigenous platforms like the AMCA, while addressing short-term gaps through selective global partnerships. This twin-track approach is fully aligned with government's Atmanirbhar Bharat policy, ensuring India's skies are defended by aircraft made for its specific needs.
The Air Chief's message ahead of Air Force Day was unmistakable. The future of India's air power will be shaped not by imports but by innovations. From Tejas to AMCA, India is not just flying higher, it is flying on wings built at home. In a significant move towards fortifying India's borders and population centers, the Indian Army has issued a tender to procure AK-630 air defense gun systems under Mission Sudarshan Chakra. An ambitious national security initiative was announced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his Independence Day speech.
The Indian Army's Air Defence Wing has floated a request for proposal for the procurement of 6 AK-630 air defence gun systems from the state-owned Advanced Weapon and Equipment India Limited. The AK-603 is a 30 mm multi-barrel, high rate of fire gun system capable of neutralizing enemies' UAVs, rockets, artillery and mortar threats, what the military call URAM targets, that is, unmanned reusable aerial machines.
The gun will form part of India's growing integrated air defense network covering both border regions and civilian population centers.
According to defense officials, this system will be deployed to protect key population centers and religious sites close to the international border and the line of control along Pakistan. Mounted on a mobile trailer and towed by a high mobility vehicle, the AK-630 has an all-weather electro-optical fire control system for rapid detection and engagement, making it ideal for dynamic battlefield conditions.
The decision comes close on the heels of recent border tensions with Pakistan.
Army has conducted internal trials of the AK-630 system in May, shortly after ceasefire talks began with Pakistan. During those 4 days of cross-border hostilities, Pakistan carried out direct attacks on civilian zones and religious structures in Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Gujarat and Rajasthan. In response, the Indian Army's air defense units working alongside the Air Force played a decisive role in intercepting drones and neutralizing aerial threats.
These recent encounters have reinforced India's need for a layered and indigenous air defense network.
Modeled partly on Israel's Iron Dome, Mission Sudarshan Chakra aims to create a comprehensive, multi-layered indigenous security shield by 2035. It integrates air defense, surveillance, and cyber systems to protect key national and religious installations from a range of enemy attacks. From drones and rockets to cyber intrusions, the mission is a cornerstone of Atmanirbhar Bharat, blending defensive resilience with offensive capability, ensuring India can not only defend but also deter.
And this is just the beginning. More indigenous systems are expected to be added under mission in the coming years.
By sourcing the AK-603 guns from AWEIL, the government has reaffirmed its commitment to building a self-reliant defense manufacturing ecosystem. Strategically, the move also sends a clear message to India's adversaries that India is not merely reacting to provocations but building enduring capabilities to neutralize them decisively.
Mission Sudarshan Chakra is more than a response. It is a revolution in how India plans to defend its skies and its faith. From AK-630 to S-400s, India's message is unmistakable. Every inch of our territory, every citizen, every symbol of our faith will be protected by an indigenous shield. In the global arms bazaar, the lure of ready-made fifth-generation fighters like America's F-35 or Su-57 can be very tempting. But for India, a nation with great power aspirations and an evolving strategic doctrine, that would be a big mistake. So first, let's call it what it is: dependence wrapped in sophistication. Buying the F-35 or the Su-57 means surrendering control over critical technologies like the stealth composites, mission algorithm, and data fusion architecture, all locked behind the walls of foreign patents and politics. India would get the aircraft, no doubt, but not the autonomy that defines air power in the 21st century. In contrast, the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft AMCA is not just a fighter, it's a declaration of intent. A homegrown fifth-generation aircraft represents technological sovereignty. It ensures that design, the code, and the combat DNA of jet remains Indian. Second, the strategic logic. Future of warfare lies in integration, fighters talking to drone, missiles, and satellites in real time. AMCA is being designed with India's own digital ecosystem, linked to indigenous UAVs like Cat Warriors, the Astra BVR missile family, and Indian AVAC network. A foreign aircraft will never integrate in that depth because no country allows full access to its combat codes. Thirdly, the industrial imperative. Every AMCA built in India fuels a chain of innovation from stealth materials to AI-driven avionics and propulsion technologies. That ecosystem will power not just the Indian Air Force, but India's entire aerospace industry. Each imported fighter, by contrast, exports billions of dollars and decades of learning abroad. And finally, the strategic autonomy argument. When you depend on another nation for critical platforms, your operational choices get filtered through their politics. The F-35 comes with alliance baggage, while the Su-57 comes with supply uncertainty. But the AMCA comes with freedom to deploy, upgrade, and innovate on India's own terms. If India aspires to be a global power, it cannot fly on borrowed wings. The AMCA may take time, it may test our patience, but it is the only aircraft that will truly carry the tricolor into the next generation of air combat, which will be powered by Indian minds, made on Indian soil, and flown with Indian pride. In air power, as in strategy, independence is the ultimate altitude. That's all we have in this edition of Defense Dynamics. Do share your thoughts with #DDWithDanveer on social media. See you next week with more stories from the world of defense technology and strategy. Till then, goodbye and take care.